Yeah, so my name is Melanie Monique Rose. I'm a flower person. I live on Treaty 4 territory in Regina, Saskatchewan. My father is Métis and my mother is Ukrainian. My family names are Rose, Prudin, Delorme, Paquette, Landry, Falcon. Um, my grandmother, Olive Prudin Rose, who is always with me. She was born in Cochin, Saskatchewan, Jackfish Lake, and my grandfather, Ernest Rose, was born in Meadow Lake. And like lots of Métis families, and including my own, we moved around a lot for work. And so, yeah, we just have been everywhere. Ancestors from Batoche, St. Francis, Xavier, to name a few. And yeah, I just like to thank just everybody here, Tara, and yeah, my heart really felt like I was yearning for this and for this gathering. And yeah, there's just been like a lot of goosebumps and tears, and I just have a lot of gratitude. Um, I relate to my work as stories, and the work selected to be a part of this exhibition is called Held, and I call them color stories from the land. So this is my cute daughter who's here, and she's 4 now. But yeah, these stories that I make them to share with my daughter, and they're stories that I receive, and I feel like I receive them, and they're invitations as well from my ancestors, but also from my plant and other than human kin. And that's been a really awesome journey to learn about, that I have this other family and these other relationships that I can get to know and to be intimate with, to be close with, to be still with, to listen, and to learn. Yeah, so this is my girlfriend, Brandy. She fondly calls herself Ukrainian. She's Ukrainian in Cree. And yeah, we collect a lot together in different ways. A lot of mine is for color, and a lot of hers is like for medicine and to make beauty products. And that's been just such a really fun journey, and it's just raised a lot of questions to myself about access to land. Also, having ancestors that lived on the road allowance, and then like being in the road allowance, and being an urban Métis person that doesn't have this land, and like where can I pick, and thinking about how in Saskatchewan we're selling our crown land left, right, and center, which is our land for us to learn about our kin. And yeah, it just really touched me with, for example, yeah, Brandy and I like to go, and we might have a particular, like, I'm going to go pick, I don't know, whatever, buffalo berry. And instead, Goldenrod decides, like, hey, you're going to pay attention to me, and I'm going to teach you something here. And that's been really awesome. And I've often thought about, while holding a plant, if it sometimes it feels like reaching back and just wondering if that plant is transmitting knowledge from my ancestors and from people in my family, like my great grandmother, who I know was a medicine woman, and that knowledge was not transferred to me. And yeah, before I was in art, I thought at one point I wanted to go into like herbal medicine. And anyways, I think they all really overlap, like plant medicine and the search for color. It's been so much fun. But it's really, I just love like connecting that with my daughter and sharing that with Meadow, and bringing my practice outside and having fun with that, and kind of getting out of the fluorescent lights, and yeah, just really having fun, and also with how I can't control everything, and just like the surprise as well of what the plants have to share with me. And I love that I can teach Meadow these things, and she's just gonna have know so much as she gets older. yeah, she found that piece. It was just straight up from the ground. It was made a perfect hat. I really hold these baskets dear. Haven't learned how to make my own yet, but I have some great photos from my ancestors with like the baskets in the background. And yeah, this is high brush cranberry, and I use that for color. A really fun story this summer. We were on a trip and we were traveling down from Big River, Saskatchewan. We were at a music festival. And I just started feeling like at home, and like I recognized this place, even though I hadn't been there before. And I pulled out my phone, which is awesome because you can just find anything out on there. And I was like, oh my God, we're like 5 minutes from Cochin, where my grandmother was born. And that just gave me chills, and I just started crying. And Meadow knows, she's like, Mom, why are you crying? I'm just so happy. Yeah, I just feel like my ancestors were calling me for a visit, and that really felt amazing. We went to Jackfish Lake. I thought about swimming in the lake, about the memory of water, and thinking about just connecting with ancestors through water. And it was fun, just like looking around at all the people there. Like, I wonder if you're my cousins. Just writing our names, the Rose and Pruden in there. It just felt really nice. I've always been a berry picker, and that even comes from my mom, who's Ukrainian. But the Saskatoon berry has always been a good friend, and just even, yeah, like getting really close and cozy with that berry, and thinking about putting that in your mouth, and just like, my grandma ate from this bush, and her mom, and I just really love that. And more on that traveling, yeah, just like noticing just how the flowers change and everything, just eating those berries with Meadow, and just, yeah, learning about all the plants. There's things that I've been taught, but then also I love having a guidebook, and just like I could just do that all summer. And I really want to invite that into my practice more, is just geeking out on learning about these plants and what they can do, and what my ancestors used them for, traditional uses of plants. One morning we woke up, and my husband and my daughter, they always get up before me, and they picked me those flowers, which I actually later used to print on my cloth, which in the exhibition I have all my silk cloth. I call it kind of kissing cloth. It's like the plants and the flowers. Oh my God. Yeah, the plants and the flowers, just, kiss that cloth there. St. John's wort, learning about the plants here. And yeah, like actually doing it, like having your studio outside is like the best thing ever. And I've been inviting that into my practice. And with my daughter, this is preparing the cloth, which is a mordant that you use. I found out that this particular tree, the bark underneath it produces a beautiful red, and I involved my whole family. There's Meadow calling out to Sasquatch, saying, "We're cool, don't worry about us." Just letting them know we're there. Yeah, I think I'm almost done there. But yeah, I think in closing, just with flowers, I really think that like we both through grief and love, they've really taught me that the earth is always holding us. We're never ever alone, and just like the earth holds us, that cloth holds us. The seasons teach us about hope and that sacred bargain of continuation. The blanket of winter that holds us keeps the flowers under their covers, and it eventually comes off. And the plants on my flowers kiss the cloth, leaving maps to memories, and the cloth holds this, and the cloth holds me. It holds my hair, and it also holds the abundance of the harvest and the berry harvest. And yeah, thank you to my plant kin especially, and the flowers. Yeah.